So the first page that pops up here is your dashboard system. You can see an overview of how much power is currently being made as we speak. It's pretty cloudy and miserable out here right now, so it's not a lot. As well, it'll give you the total energy for today, this month, lifetime, and the lifetime revenue generated up to this point. You can see down the side the site status. There's a check mark there if there's ever a problem. Ourselves, as well as the registered owners for the system with Trinity Church, will receive a warning, and we can fix from there. As well, you can see the weather right now, the forecast. So it does look like it's getting nicer, anyways. As well, you see the environmental benefits, the carbon dioxide saved, the equivalent trees planted, and the light bulbs powered for a day. Now, here's a couple things you can adjust. You can see the power and energy either on a weekly, a monthly, or a yearly basis. And in order to choose, you can either go and select the exact date or time frame that you want to look at, because the default is the current date, or you can just go previous or next and it'll let you see that time frame. As well, below you can see there's comparative energy as well. That's more of a year-to-year comparison. Because we don't have a full year's worth of data yet, this really doesn't come in much handy, but it does give you a nice quick overview of how each month stacks up to each other up to this point. Again, you can go by month, by quarter, or by year. So getting out of this page, the other page that we all have access to is the layout page. So if you just click on the layout, you'll see the actual physical layout of the system as if you were standing on the ground looking up at the system. That is where each panel is. So you can see it's referenced by their model number. If you click on hierarchy here, you can see that this group of 20 modules outputs to inverter number 1, whereas the bottom 20 go to inverter number 2. So this is a good diagnostic tool as well, because then you can see if there's one module that's underperforming, it'll be shaded in a darker color. And as well as any automatic warnings, you can take a quick look here and just see it'll strike you pretty obviously just by if there's a module not performing, for example, or a problem, it'll appear in black, whereas all these are the same shade of blue, more or less, so they're all performing pretty consistently. As well, you can look at the inverter outputs. They're pretty close to each other. Anything less than a 10% deviation between the two values is pretty good. So again, you can look at the daily production, weekly, monthly, yearly, or total. As well, you can zoom in and out. You can close the preview, and that just shows the little overview there. And you can fit it to the screen if you've, say, zoomed in too far and you just want to be able to see the entire system. And one of the nicest features here is the playback. So if you go to today, I'll reset this and click on show playback. You can either hit the play button here and it will scroll through the you can see throughout the day as the sun comes out. Today is a pretty wavy day because it's been pretty cloudy. So you can either let it do it automatically, or you can click and drag and select to the time that you want to see, and any specific time of the day, you can see what it's done in 15-minute increments. So that's another thing that's available. As well, you can do that playback for, well, I guess it's not available for monthly or yearly, but at least for the weekly views as well, you can do the playback. It takes a little bit longer to load because there's more data. But again, you can see here the kind of weather we've been having this week. It looks like this was the only really good day. You can tell that by the shape of the curve here. It's pretty much what one would expect, whereas the other days they've been choppy as the cloud cover has come in here. But again, you can pause the normal playback and just select the day that you, or specific time of the specific day that you want to take a look at. The other option that we have is, whereas this is the physical view of what you would actually see, they also have what's called a logical layout. So if you click here, you can see basically it's a top-down overview of the system. So you can see overall what the entire system is producing, again with the same daily, weekly, monthly, yearly totals. You can see the total, one inverter to the other. As well, it just has all modules just in a line. This is more useful for larger systems, whereas myself anyways, for microfit systems, I prefer the physical layout. It's it's easier to see, and it gives you just as much information. And that's about it. Thanks for watching.